why she kicked our butts today.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about how it went. Okay, first of all, we get out on the water, and poor little Em here, her gear doesn't work. So she can't get her line to reel up on her reel. So she's having all kinds of problems. I'm over there, I'm like, oh, let me see if I can help you. And she's like, no, I'm okay, go ahead and fish. So I go, I start fishing. I'm not catching anything. None of us are catching anything.
Yeah, I was fishing 20 minutes.
Right? Listen to her. Cocky as all get out. So then.
Welcome to the Woman Angler and Adventurer podcast, inspiring real women with a passion for fishing and the outdoors to go get their adventure on. Now, here's your fearless host, Angie Scott.
All right, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Woman Angler and Adventurer podcast. I'm really excited because it's been a little while since I've been able to do an on-location interview. Everything has been getting canceled due to the pandemic, so this is actually my first trip I've been able to take since the Bassmaster Classic back in March. And I actually have one of the people that I was with at the Bassmaster Classic with me today, Cheryl Smith. Hey, Cheryl.
Hi, Angie. Thanks for having me.
So we're up in Port Clinton, Ohio at Bay's Edge Resort, and we also have a couple other special guests with us today. So we've got Jen Ripple from Dunn Magazine, the fly angler of the bunch today.
That's right. Happy to be here.
And we've got Emily Pride, or AKA M, we call her M. Really excited to be fishing with her out on Lake Erie today. That was super fun.
Thanks a lot for having me. It's been a great day.
Yeah.
We had fun.
So what did we do today, ladies?
I did a lot of casting. That's what I did. A lot of casting. That's about it.
Hey, but you got to catch, finally, at the end of the day.
I caught a bluegill in the pond. Yes! Thank God for bluegill. They saved the day.
So here at Bay's Edge Resort, if you're not familiar with it, and I'll put a link to their website in the show notes so you can check it out, but it's like these luxury townhomes. I mean, they're unbelievable. And then they've got this huge pond that's like fully stocked with these huge fish. Cheryl, what kind of fish are in this pond?
There's a hybrid bluegill, which are huge. I've never seen bluegill that big in my life. There's hybrid striped bass. There's smallmouth that are stocked, and a lot of them came from Lake Erie. And there's largemouth in there. I heard there's a tiger muskie running around in there. There's big walleye in there. I mean, it's crazy what's in there. It's hard to choose between, do we fish the pond? Do we fish Lake Erie? Both are awesome. So it's been fun.
I'm going to vote for fishing the pond.
Yeah.
I have more luck fishing the pond. And I have to say that bluegill was a hybrid, a very big bluegill. Wasn't like a little teeny tiny thing.
Well, and it's a very nice area for fly fishing because there's so much open space.
It's a great place. Like, this would be the place to have a fly casting lesson and teach women about fly fishing. And so that is exactly what I'm looking at this place to do.
Yeah. And since you brought it up.
I have not fly fished, and this would be the greatest place because there's no trees to get tangled up in.
Yeah. Well, since you brought it up, we're kind of talking about ideas of potentially doing a hybrid bluegill, a hybrid fishing event where we bring in people, maybe even beginners who don't know what they, if they like fly fishing or conventional, and they can kind of try it all at once at this one great location. Some people can stay and do fly casting instruction at the pond. Other people can go out on the charter boats. They have 7 boats here and go out on Lake Erie and target smallmouth bass, walleye, perch, all sorts of things. So
let's talk a little bit about what we did today too. We set out this morning and we went for perch, and I think we ended up with 32 perch this morning, which was fun. So we did a little bit of that early, and then we went into smallmouth. So we were jigging for smallmouth in about anywhere from 15 to 30 foot of water. Got some really nice ones, and we didn't get a lot, but we got some good size. I mean, Angie, you caught it was definitely a 5-pounder.
Yeah, and that was probably the biggest I've ever caught.
Was it really?
So,
congratulations.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I know Emily, she really outshined all of us today.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Em. So you have quite a long history in fishing. And you were even part of the Bass and Gals, which is awesome because I've wanted to have, it's been kind of something I've been working on, is having like a pioneer series on the podcast, and Bass and Gals was such a big thing for a lot of years, and so it's really cool that you were part of that.
It was wonderful. Bass and Gals started back in the 70s with Sugar Ferris and her husband Bob. They started the group. I didn't start fishing it till the 80s, and I fished a few years then. But trying to work and hook on a bass boat and go, it gets a little bit difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an expensive hobby, and that's what I was doing it for. I wasn't doing it to make money. But a lot of the girls did. They did wonderful. Jimmy Houston's wife, Chris, she fished it. I remember when their little girl was born. She's now an adult woman, still fishing bass. So yeah, it was great though. We had a great time going wherever a tournament was. You hook on and go.
Yeah. Do you remember like how many tournaments they would have a year?
There was a schedule, and I think probably there was, 7 or 8 tournaments a year.
Yeah, that's quite a bit for women, especially when you've got all these responsibilities.
Because you're going from Texas to the Potomac River,
And that's several days. I mean, you got to
pre-fish. You got
pre-fish,
days of travel. There's usually 3 days of pre-fish, 2 days of tournament.
Mm-hmm. And was it a boater and a co-angler setup? Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, you had a draw.
Okay.
And if one of the co-anglers had brought her boat, you could flip. Whoever wanted to take a boat, you'd flip a coin. If you want to take your boat, take your boat.
Okay.
So yeah, it was cool.
Okay. Cool.
It was really nice.
Were you a boater?
Most of the time I was. Yeah. Sometimes I thought, well, I won't this time because the girls I'm fishing with know the lake better than I do, so I'll go with them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you didn't have all those electronics that we have nowadays.
No, you had a paper map. And you marked that map when you got to a spot, and then you remembered where it was. Well, I've got to go this way. You go past 2 or 3 bays up and then go from there and work that area.
Yeah. Whole different ball game than it is today.
Easy. It was easy. That
sounds harder to me.
Oh, no. Electronics to me is hard.
Was it, so I just joined the Lady Bass Anglers Association, which is kind of, same concept, but it's kind of evolved over the years into different kind of organizations,
and different kinds of boats from the sounds of it.
Oh, yeah.
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 We all had bass boats.
I mean, and that's the majority, but, the rules, don't say you specifically have to have a bass boat.
It's flexible.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. I started out with a flat bottom John boat with an electric trolling motor on. That was it.
But was the camaraderie just really great?
Oh yeah. That's the fun of it.
Yeah.
The camaraderie, the preservation of the species, catch and release, and introducing other people into the sport more than anything else. It caught on. It really caught on.
Awesome. So how did you get into it in the first place? What led you to tournament fishing with them?
I fished all my life, just fun fishing. But I had a neighbor whose husband was in Bassmasters, a local club. It was just a local club.
Okay.
And she said, well, you like to fish him. And it was a pond at my house where I lived. So she would come over. She said, why don't you come fishing some Thursday night when my husband is fishing a tournament? And I said, okay. So I did. And then the next week, we loaded the flat-bottom John boat in the back of the pickup truck, and we went, she and I, with just an electric trolling motor on it. And that was it.
Wow.
And the guy that owned the marina where the tournament went out of, he said, if you girls want to fish that bad, leave your boat at home and use one of our bass boats. I said, okay. Well, I'd never done one of that, run a boat like that before. But it didn't take long to learn. And it wasn't long before I bought a bass boat.
Nice.
So it just kind of evolved from there. And then there were some girls that we knew in our county that was starting a ladies' bass club, Bass and Gals. So we went to the meetings, and the rest is history. You know,
And where was that? What?
it was in Shelby County, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
About 30 miles north of Dayton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then there was 2 other groups. There was the Dayton Buckeye Gems. They were in the Dayton area. And then Tri-State, I think it was Tri-State, or Dynamite. No, it was Dynamite. But it was girls from Cincinnati, Kentucky, and Indiana. Just the 3 corners.
Okay.
A Tri-State club, basically. And we all became good friends. I'm still good friends with a lot of them, you know. A lot of them
Nice.
have passed. And
Yeah. What are some of the lakes that you fished? as
well,
part
the
of that?
first one I ever fished was Lake Patoka in Indiana. Chris Houston won that tournament.
Okay.
Never forget it. And then I fished Kentucky Lake a lot. Fished down at Buchanan Resort in Tennessee, which is also Kentucky Lake.
It's right by my house.
Oh, wow. Lucky you. Lake Eufaula, Alabama. Seminole, Georgia. Toledo Bend in Texas.
Oh, you guys traveled all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, you
Awesome.
did. Yeah. Lake Millwood in Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Awesome.
It was really interesting. Millwood was a lake full of stumps. It was a TVA lake, but it was full of stumps. And the local club there photographed the lake in the area before all the girls arrived for the tournament, showed us a film the night before, first day out, because they had taken ribbons and tied onto stumps to make a running lane. Yeah.
Wow.
It was before you got out to the lake.
Wow.
They marked it. And once you get up on plane, you didn't let your boat down. You stayed up on plane once you got up on plane. So you wouldn't hit a stump.
Wow.
Yeah. It was amazing.
And all you had was paper maps.
That's it.
That's what
That's
crazy.
We all
So hard.
ran around.
Oh my gosh.
Toledo Bend, the first time I fished that one, they had 23 days of straight rain. So we were fishing treetops
Oh, wow.
because the water was so high. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
scary.
Yeah.
it was amazing. I drew a girl that was local on the lake.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
And when she took me out, I said, "How did you find this place?" And she said, "My husband and I scouted." But she was local, you know, and she had been out on the lake since all the rain. And it was 100 degrees every day. 100 degrees every day that week.
Mm.
But you don't think about it when you're fishing.
Well, you clearly have a passion for fishing, and
I do.
And
I do.
it was awesome fishing with you today.
And then when I moved up here, I met a charter captain and started first mating for him on the charter boat.
oh wow,
Yeah.
That's
So-
why she kicked our butts today.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
Oh, now we know.
talk about how how it went. Okay, first of all, we get out on the water and poor little M here, her gear doesn't work. So she can't get her line to reel up on her reel. So she's having all kinds of problems. I'm over there, I'm like, "Oh, let me see if I can help you." And she's like, "No, I'm okay. Go ahead and fish." So I go, I start fishing. I'm not catching anything. None of us are catching anything.
yeah, I was
It
fishing.
took 20 minutes.
Right? Listen to her. Cocky as all get out. So then she goes and gets her gear all fixed, re-rigs, and then she kicks our butts. Then she starts catching fish, and now we can catch fish, baby.
She got the skunk off the boat for us today. That's for
It
sure.
was awesome.
Well, I hope you're coming out with us tomorrow.
I am.
Okay, awesome. We got one.
But I think too, we should mention, do you mind telling people how old you are?
In April, I'll be 80.
And then,
Okay,
yeah.
you'd never know it. If you
So-
see a picture, you'd think that she was 60.
And yesterday she was out there cleaning all the boats.
That's what you
I
do.
do that every day. Yeah, I clean the boats after the charters come in. They call me and say, "We're just maybe 2 miles out. Be in a little bit." Okay, I'll be there. It's fun.
Incredible.
And I know how hard it is to clean a boat, so that's
They get pretty dirty sometimes.
you get my major props for sure.
You guys, and two, we all came out here just to see how it was. I've known Mark, who owns the property and runs the charter, Mark Cahlik, for about 10 years now. And we were invited out, to come out and try it out. And we've all been talking. We've wanted to fish together anyway. And Jen, who's a fly fisherman, and we're conventional fishermen, we come out here and we meet someone like Em. I mean, how unbelievable is that? I mean, we've had such a blast with her.
I know.
She's coming to dinner with us. We're taking her out again tomorrow.
We've adopted her. Yeah. You've been adopted.
One of us now.
That's right. Whether you want to be or not.
Yeah.
That's good. You're the kids I never had.
All right. I'm glad we take that adoption.
But this is a great place, you guys. I mean, we have a beautiful townhouse. We're able to go out right out our front door and drive over to the launch and get out in Lake Erie and do some great fishing, and then come back here and talk to great people like Em. And everybody at the bait and tackle shop has been great too and very accommodating.
And not to mention, we can literally stay on our deck that's attached to our townhome and cast our rods into this lines into the stocked pond that's full of these huge fish.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. We're sitting on the deck right now, you guys. I mean, it's just beautiful.
So tomorrow we're going out early and we're trolling for walleye.
Oh, God, we're going to troll for walleye.
Jen's not sure what to expect.
I am not sure at all.
But she's having fun.
And I get to hang out with you guys, so that is all worth it.
Well, no doubt I might not be able to sleep tonight, but we'll see. I am pretty exhausted from fishing all day, so that should help. But I'm excited about tomorrow and fishing for walleye, and I'll do a quick update at the end of this episode to let y'all know how it went.
Great. Yeah, it's been fun.
It's been great.
Been a blast.
Great. You girls were really a lot of fun, too.
Oh.
You're really a lot of fun.
It's been a great girls' trip. That's all I got to say.
We're bringing them home with us.
Yeah. I got room in the back of the car. It'll be fine.
She
Pack
might
your
be
bags.
okay with that. If she ever saw Jen's house over there, laying between the lakes, she might not leave.
That's
Are
right.
you at LBL?
I am at
See?
I'm at Patty's Pork Chops.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've had
You know, that place burnt down, and now they redid it. It burnt down last year. Yep. So you come and you stay anytime you want.
I will.
All right. Yeah.
There's good turkey hunting there also.
There is. On my property, I have 10 acres that backs up to the LBL, so you can walk
See?
for 180,000 acres in my backyard and hunt.
Oh, my goodness.
See, I thought I had my finger on that pulse there. So.
That's right.
All right. Well, thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And awesome hanging out with all y'all. And thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.